Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi has wrapped up a visit to India. The two sides have agreed to take steps to de-escalate tensions at a time when both are facing challenges from the United States. But differences remain, including over the topic of India's relations with Taiwan. Liao reports from our Taipei newsroom.
After 5 years of frigid relations, there seems to be a thaw in China-India ties. Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi wrapped up a 2-day visit to India, meeting with Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. This is a significant diplomatic development in the region as border disputes cast a shadow over bilateral relations. In 2020, Indian and Chinese troops clashed at their shared border, leaving dozens of soldiers dead. Both Modi and Wang expressed willingness to rebuild ties. Modi also accepted an invitation to attend a summit in China later this month. But there was one aspect of Wang's visit that China and India might not agree on, and that's Taiwan. In a statement, the Chinese side said that India recognized Beijing's claim that Taiwan is part of China. The Indian Foreign Ministry quickly said in its own statement that there was no change in the country's position on the issue, and that New Delhi has a relationship with Taipei that focuses on economic, technological, and cultural connections. Taiwan was quick to condemn China for distorting information.
中国片面宣称，印度方表明，台湾是中国的一部分，这又再一次印证中方擅自操弄扭曲资讯以及无中生有的伎俩。对于中国一再罔顾事实及误导国际视听的不当行径，外交部要表达严厉谴责。
This meeting between China and India comes at a time when both countries are facing heightened tensions with the United States over President Donald Trump's tariff policies. The two biggest countries in the world may be trying to build bridges in the face of challenges presented by the world's biggest economy. Howard Zhang and Liao for TaiwanPlus.
For more on Wang Yi's visit to India, Alec MacDonald spoke with Sana Hashmi, coordinator of India-Taiwan Dialogue at the Taiwan-Asia Exchange Foundation.
China's readout from the foreign ministers' meeting has stated that India had stated Taiwan is a part of China. However, this differs from the Indian version, which said that there was no change in the relationship between Taiwan and India. So why is there a difference and what does it signify?
You know, we all have always seen that there has been a difference in statements and readout that have come out of China and other countries. But with India, it was not really a norm, and Taiwan was never a part of the discussion, specifically publicly. So there are a number of reasons why this happened. First, as in, we have already seen that the Ministry of External Affairs, Government of India, they've already clarified that, of course, not in so many words, but this is what they implied, that they never said that Taiwan is a part of China. So, in fact, the Indian readout actually mentions that the Chinese side mentioned Taiwan and they urge India not to engage with Taiwan, but India's position has been that Taiwan is an important economic technology partner. So there is definitely a denial of what China said in the readout. So why they did it, as in, of course, and they didn't really do it in the English readout initially. They did it in the Chinese Mandarin version of the readout. So this was primarily aimed at the domestic audience as well as for the people in Taiwan.
If India-China ties were to thaw at all, would there be an impact on the relationship between India and Taiwan?
So even if India-China relations, if we have to say it, they become cordial, they become normalized again, even if there's a huge transformation in the relationship, I do not really think that it is going to have any impact on India-Taiwan relations. And why I'm saying it, because India has never used Taiwan as a card against China. India was not really cozying up to Taiwan because of the differences with China. India was reaching out to Taiwan primarily because it understood, it acknowledged that Taiwan could be a key economic and technological partner. So I think that was the entire rationale behind India's outreach to Taiwan. And this is not going to change just because India-China relations are going to be normalized and going to, if there is going to be a reset in the relationships.
What would it mean for the wider Asia-Pacific region if India and China were to come closer on economy or trade?
So these meetings and, Prime Minister meeting and going to China, in a couple of days is not about engaging with the Chinese. This, first of all, is about being present in the multilateral forum. And secondly, it's about how to secure India's interest when there is a rift with the US and when the US is not very much present in the region. So, I think that, of course, Indo-Pacific is important and the countries in the region are absolutely holding the fort. They are cooperating, engaging bilaterally and at the regional levels vanish. But of course, what we need and what is more critical is that the US continued presence in the region, which is sadly not there. So in the absence of the US presence, what the countries could do is to ensure that the region is stabilized, the region is peaceful. And how do we do it? Of course, there is more cooperation among the like-minded countries, but also to minimize tensions with China is one of the ways to go about it. So I think this is exactly what countries such as India, Australia, and even Japan to some extent is doing.
That was Sana Hashmi from the Taiwan Asia Exchange Foundation.